Hey there, kids. Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. So we're midway through the week. Yeah, we're going to get back on this Hyaku Shiki build. If you missed yesterday's stream, we worked on the shield, internals and things like that. Kind of got those, tidied up and all that good stuff. And we're going to continue to work on that here a little bit today. Yeah, let's jump into it. I don't have too much. It's a fucking Wednesday. What do you expect, right? So, middle of the week. Let's go. Camera 2. Boom. Here we go. All right. So, with that being said, we got all that, tidied up. These pieces are looking, nice, straight, square, looking good. All of that. And then one thing that I did after the stream, again, more of a tedious kind of housekeeping thing. I created a peg there for this piece, the main kind of piece here. It already had a peg hole there, so I just created that, and now that lines up perfectly, exactly where I need it. Found the center point for the strip there, outlined exactly where I wanted it to be, measured, drilled a hole, bada boom, bada bing. That's really it. So very simple. First things first, we're going to get everything kind of trimmed down. And first we'll start with the peg here. Actually, we're going to start with the Zerons. Get the majority of this. Watch your eyes. Boom, there it goes. Flying. Alright, and then just get that nicely trimmed down there. And let's get the cover on here and see if we need to trim that down anymore. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just flush that up. Shouldn't be a big deal. All right, let's get the cover popped back off there. Yeah, and it's just protruding a little bit here. Just a little. Not crazy, but still. Actually, this will be a good opportunity to reintroduce you guys to the flat chisel, right? So this is a really, really great chisel blade, and very, very handy in certain situations, especially here where it is a little problematic to get, your hobby knife in there, perfectly. So the chisel blade comes in handy. So I usually use it to flatten a surface, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. All right, we need a new blade. That is not sharp at all. And you know what I say, unsharp blades, dull blades are fucking dangerous. So we're going to get a nice, fresh, new blade out of here. Right there. Get the old replaced with the new. Lock that down. Nice and tight. All right, this, let's see. I'm going to put this over here and dispose of it properly later. All right. Now that we've got a nice fresh blade in here, let's go ahead. Oh, yeah. Much, much easier. Much easier. Man, this This is a Tamiya plastic rod, and I try to avoid using Tamiya's rods as much as possible, mainly because they feel very, very brittle to me. They're polystyrene, but they feel brittle, and I really don't like them, and they don't cut well. As you can see, the knife is skipping, and yeah, I don't like using Tamiya rod for that very reason. So it is what it is. It fit the bill, and that's kind of, it was needed at that point, so I had no other choice. But yeah, if you can avoid using Tamiya rod, I would. It's not great plastic. All right, so there we go. That fits real nice there. That pops on to there. Press that down. Centered. This little guy right there, and then this right there. Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Alright. There we go. We got the internals looking really, really good. So, all right. Now, this is the big one. We're going to put the rest of the shield off to the side. We're going to focus on this guy. We need to embed a magnet in this, but this here is a solid piece of plastic. So how do we go about doing that? Well, we're going to have to chisel some plastic out to make room for the magnet. So we're going to do that. But first, let's get caught up in the chat real quick, yeah? Charles Dodge.
We have a question.
Where do you get all those little containers for your blades and scribing jigs? So the blade, that's just what these are sold in. So I didn't, buy these, anywhere. Those are just the containers that they come in. Now, for the scribing jigs, on the other hand, these little boxes here, these little containers, these can be found on Amazon. They come in big packs. This is another box that came in the same package as this, right? And I think there's a intermediate, medium-sized box as well. Yeah, I got a pack of them. They come with all 3 sizes, and yeah, very, very handy for different little things and stuff. I'm trying to see where did I hide those? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Amazon, man. Amazon. Yep, okay, now it's working. But yeah, check out Amazon for those little boxes. You'll find a ton of them on there, an absolute ton. So, but yeah, very, very handy, very handy. All right. With that being said, let's focus on this, right? All right. So, first things first, let's figure out our placement for the magnet, right? Okay. that's roughly, just made a mark here on this, and that's roughly the center of where we want the magnet to go. So that's basically the center point of this thing, where we want the magnet embedded. Now, let's make sure that that lines up properly. It does not line up properly. Okay, so we need a new center point for the magnet then. Let's do that. Right there. And thankfully, Bandai in their infinite wisdom made a center line on this red piece that we'll use for reference here. So we'll line this up. All right. So that's where our new center point is going to be. So let's mark this here. Boom. All right. Right there. All right. So there's our new center point for our magnet. Okay. Now, choose the proper sized magnet. For this, I think I sized up one of the bar magnets that I had. So let's pull, yeah, these little guys here I think will be perfect. This is just a block. This is 3/8 long by 1/8 wide, and then 1/16 thick. So let's get one of these little guys off of here. Put the other ones to the side, and there we go. Now, we should have about 3/4 of a millimeter on both sides, but my worry is that I don't know if I'm going to have enough plastic there in that curve, and I'm not liking that now that I see it. So we're going to have to go plan B, and that's to use two disc magnets. Alright, so so these are going to be the magnets that we're going to use in the forearm, and you can see these are what, 1/8 inch in diameter, 1/16 in thickness, so pretty thick boys right there. And then what I think we'll do is, for this, since there's not a ton of real estate that we're working with now, is use these. These are 1/8 inch, but only 1/32 thick. So these are, I would say, little less than a millimeter, probably 3/4 of a mil, if I'm right, if the conversion is accurate. All right, and then these two, once they magnetize together, should be, yeah, see, super strong. Strong enough to hold the shield, let's put it that way. Watch. Oh, that snap. There's something so satisfying about that snap. All right. Put the big boys away, and then let's see. Yeah, that's definitely what we're gonna go with, because I can put, these are so thin, I only have to drill in just a little bit to make the proper size hole for these magnets. So that's what we'll go ahead and do. All right. Excuse me. First things first, though, I want to test. Let's see. Where? Aha, here we go. All right. So this is a very, very thin plastic sheet. This is 0.3 millimeters thick. So pretty thin stuff altogether. And what I want to do is I want to test the effectiveness of the magnets through this sheet, because ideally what I'd like to do is use something like this to cover up the magnets, so you don't see actual magnets. And that's kind of what I did with airdrop. The magnets in airdrop are completely hidden, for lack of a better term, and they're embedded, in the different parts and things like that. And on the actual mobile suit, you do not see any magnets anywhere. So let's see, kind of what. Come on, man. Let's see what we're working with here. Oh, polarized differently. Oh. Yeah, that's got some pull. Okay. That works. That works really, really well. You can see. Yeah, that works really well. Okay, cool. So we'll use this to cover up the magnets. Done. Done deal. All right, cool. So we've got a plan of action. All right. Now we need to, let's see, we need to properly locate everything so that this piece marries up to the arm in the proper orientation that we need it. All right, so let's get caught up real quick in the chat, yeah? Excuse me. Let's see. Giovanni's with us. What's going on, buddy? I'm done with third-party Master Grade Kshatriya this weekend. Since the NBA playoffs games are going to be less frequent, I'll start working on the Master Grade gun cannon. That's cool. Very cool. Brandon says, Dollar Tree in the States sell little eyeglass repair kit that comes in a small case like that. I also buy earplugs for shooting that come in little cases like that. I just save them all. Yeah. You can also 3D print little containers, but they would not be clear. Yeah. Let's see. Loren says, what are your thoughts on magnets used as joints? I sometimes see people use magnets as joints for shoulder pads and ankle guards, all of that. It just seems unstable to me. I've seen it too. It's actually a good idea, in my opinion, but you have to have just absolute precision with the location of the magnets, which is problematic at best. Because not only do they have to be centered on one another to get the proper rotation, they also have to be in, square alignment if you're looking, down the length of the the joint as well. So yeah, I mean, it's not easy, you know, to be able to properly locate those magnets. And then you also have to worry about, you know, holding strength in terms of the pivot. You know, if it's for a shoulder, it's probably not going to be a big deal because there's not going to be a lot of weight, you know, on that shoulder other than its own weight. But if I've seen people using it for, you know, elbows and things like that, and I have to worry that, you know, over time, what's that going to look like for, you know, just saggy arms, you know? So those are things you have to worry about. I personally would not use magnets in joints. I just don't trust them. If there was some other way to cause maybe a little bit more friction between the magnets so that they, you know, have a little bit more, you know, holding power radially, I guess. That's my main concern with using magnets in joints. I probably wouldn't use them, if I'm being honest. So in a pinch where nothing else works, maybe, but as a first option, nah, I wouldn't trust them. Foon, what's going on? Hey Tim, it's been a while. How are you doing? I'm good, man. I'm good. We're just building, right? Gumpa Luke, I would check the magnet strength with just 1 to 1 or 2 instead of stacked, since that increases the magnet strength to make sure it can hold whatever it needs to. Sure. I mean, holds this way, right? Laterally. Or in a magnet polar, right? But I think what I'm talking about, Luke, is the twist of the two magnets, right? Because even if the magnet is, you know, the strongest magnet of the world, it won't pull away this way, but it can have, it's much easier to twist it, right? And I think that's what Lorenz was referring to in terms of the twisting motion of the two magnets within a joint. So yeah, but you know, polar like this, oh hell yeah, those magnets are crazy strong. I mean, like you saw with these two little guys, I mean, these are small little magnets, and I was having a bit of a challenge pulling them apart. You know, these are what, maybe 3 mil in diameter, and yeah, these little bastards are strong as shit. So excuse me. In terms of holding this shield, I have no worry about it. And then, like you guys have seen airdrop, that's being held up by, let's see, that's being held up by 6 of these guys, right? 1 in each parachute, and then there are 3 embedded in the actual mobile suit. So yeah, so basically 6 of these N52s, and these are crazy strong. Jesus, jumped up, Christ. Yeah, see, so yeah, 3/8 inch in length, and 3/16 inch in width, 1/16 in thickness. And yeah, these are N52s. These are basically the strongest magnet that K&J sells, are the N52 you know, level strengths, and they're great. So I mean, to hold up all that, you know, an entire model with just 6 of these little magnets, that's incredible. You know, polar, and you can even see, look, boom. That's how strong these things are. Yeah, it's fun to play with magnets, not gonna lie. But yeah, so all right, let's get back to it. Excuse me. All right, so let's get this bit apart again. Break this down. We need to pull this cover. There we go. Now it'll be easier to break down. There we go. All right, so there's our profile. We're basically going to be replacing the red part here, and we're going to be installing 2 of these in here, and yeah, that should be plenty of space in there. So let's get these doubled up that way, and let's make sure. Oh yeah, see, that's perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. All right, so what we got to do, let's kind of handle this intelligently here. Let's work with the inner arm first, because we need to do a little bit of work on this guy. So we're going to take the joint parts off first, and then we're just left with this piece here. I don't care about the armor parts and everything. That's perfectly fine. What we do have to do, like you see here, there's a kind of a step here, and this lower section I want to fill in so that this is all even, and that looks like it's probably 0.5 millimeter. And then how wide is it? That is 4 millimeters wide. Okay, cool. So 1/2 by 4, we dig into here, and hey, look at that. Look what happens to be right on top that we need the 1/2 by 4. All right, cool. So will that, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, cool. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So with that being said, let's get a little of our friend, a little plastic magic here. Got that. Got our strip. Lay it down in there. Let it bite. Trim off the excess. And this is a good reason why I keep this little bamboo skewer here, right? We just push that down into place. And yeah, now that surface is nice and even all the way across. So that's really, really good there. That off to the side. Let's see. Let's see. Dean. Forgot I changed my username. Oops. Used to watch your stream a long time ago. You even gave me a replacement part for the FM Barbatos. Glad to see you're still doing well. Dude, yeah, absolutely, man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. I mean, you know, other than layoff, which will sort itself out, essentially. Yeah, I mean, we're doing good. We're back into modeling. We're back into streaming. So, yeah, pretty good overall. Pretty good overall. All right, so back to this little deal here. We'll trim as much as we can here from that, and then just go to town. Just trim off a little bit of excess so the parts fit back together. All right, so that's good to go. Now, we need to get a single one of these guys and start to work backwards here. So All right. So we want these magnets as close to the surface as possible. Ooh, I forgot I had this. All right, cool. So instead of that 0.3 millimeter, we're actually gonna go 0.25 millimeter with the evergreen strip here. Now, what was the width of this little red piece here? Was that 4 millimeter? 4 millimeter? That is, yeah, that's 4 millimeter. All right, cool. So we have, bingo, right there. Second one in, boom. Quarter millimeter by quarter millimeter by 4 millimeter, right? So that's what we will be using as cover. Boom. Put that back in there. And then essentially what I want to do is raise these magnets. We also have to worry about the height of the armor piece here too. So we need to kind of mock that up here as well. So how much do we need to kind of bump this up, right? All right, so we need to raise that at least another millimeter in there. Boom, we'll just pop that guy right there. All right. So is this 4 mil? No, that's 4.8. All right, I need a 4 mil by 1. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, so we're going to be padding this up a decent amount. All right, right there. Got my little magnet right there to save it, and then that part will pop right in there very nicely. All right, we're gonna have to use, probably gonna have to use a little bit of super glue in there as filler because it's not perfectly level. And it may be the excess glue squeeze out that's bumping this up, but let me try to trim that out of there here real quick. Let's see if that did the trick. Oh yeah, that was it. All right, cool. So it was just the glue squeeze out from the plastic magic and everything. All right, so easy. So with that being said, let's get plastic magic back in here and just lay down a good old swath of that. Pop that guy in there. Press it down. Okay. So now, let's see kind of where we are with things. I'm probably going to have to bump it up another mil or millimeter or two, I would imagine. Yeah, okay. So probably another 2 millimeter. So let's get that done. There. Boom. And then another one. We'll just use the piece that we cut as a guide. Boom. All right. Just kind of a little bit on the sides to let it seep in around the perimeter and stuff like that, just to make sure that glue is penetrating. All right, so I'm gonna hold off on this last layer. Reason being is because I want to see exactly where on this guy the magnets need to sit, right? All right. So these magnets aren't thick, but I want them kind of close to the surface. All right, actually, I'm gonna stop with that one layer because that brings this very, very close to the surface. And then I think with our 1/4 millimeter cover, that will do the trick. Now, the ladder magnet here, we're gonna have to kind of curve upward because you know, there's that curve here in the armor. Okay, so get that back onto the tweezers, and then let me see something here. Let's see. What do we need to do? All right, so looks like the back edge, probably 1/2 millimeter. At least, yeah. Okay. Boom. All right. So what we'll do is we'll cut a little strip of 1/2 mil. And then let's see, orientation here matters. All right, so it's that back edge that we need to attach this to. All right, so fit there. All right, good deal. Good deal. All right, so as you can see here, we've got this that kind of void filled up pretty good. About 3 millimeters worth of worth of plastic strip in here, all combined to kind of get that shape. I think we'll be really looking good here momentarily to start to set the magnets here. Alright, come on, go on there. Oh, that's why. Okay. It's not going on because the strips are protruding a little bit, so it doesn't want to... Ah, you son of a bitch. Okay. Let's see what that does here. All right, it's getting closer, but it's not there yet. So So, let's see what that does for the fit. Still a little proud at the top. Okay, I should probably do it. Not quite yet. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, you guys, let's see what we're working with here. Does that... Ah, okay. Just need to bevel the corners here a little bit so it fits better. All right, fingers crossed. Let's see. Oh, oh, nope, not quite there yet. Oh, but we got it. We got it. All right, cool. So, as you can kind of see there, that fills in very, very nicely. And then we take our, come on, take our little magnet, drop him right. Come on, man. Little guy's pissing me off. All right, we drop him right there, and that is very, very nice. Very nice. And then put him on the top step. Yep, cool. All right, so we just have to shape that down a little bit, and then we'll be in business. So that looks really, really good. That kind of, where is it there? There, that stair step. Yeah, cool. All right, excellent, excellent, excellent. We just need to kind of ramp this down a little bit, right? All right, so we can kind of shape this down a little bit here with the round file here. Yeah, that's working pretty good. Okay. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. We just need to kind of blend these pieces together, right? Blend these together. So, all right, that's looking really quite nice. All right, we're gonna switch to, there we go. Switch to just good old sandpaper to really kind of smooth this thing out here. Yeah, okay, cool. And then I want to bring down the front just a bit here too. Just to basically bring it in line with the contour of this thing. Okay, let's see what that gives us here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these pieces together and get a real much more accurate kind of look at this thing here. Okay. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I think I want to bring it down a little bit more, because essentially what I want is the magnets just under the surface here. Okay, I'm actually going to keep this together. Let's go with a little bit more aggressive sandpaper here. Yeah, there we go. This has a little bit more bite to it. All right, let's see kind of where we are. This is part of the tedium of modifying and scratch building, you guys. Trial and error, sand, check, file, cut, check, whatever. This is part of the process. May not necessarily be the most interesting part of the process, but damn if it ain't part of the process. All right, so I'm gonna bring in the file again. Let's see if we can't move some more plastic here. Oh, let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Let's see here. Life Death says, how's it going, everyone? What are y'all up to? I just finished my submission to get my replacement part for my Master Grade Curios. That was fun. Yeah, that's always a good time. Lelouch, on my lunch break. Hi, everyone. What's going on, bud? Charles Dodd says, looks better with that tiny bit more height versus the red part. Yeah, and that's kind of what we're going for, essentially. I want to get it to the right height. I don't want it protruding too much, you know what I mean? I want to be able to hide this thing. So that's kind of what we're investing time in right now. So Apex Nerds with us. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Cycross, Mr. Dwayne. Hi, Tim. Living vicariously through you after cutting my finger on Monday. Oof. Sorry, bud. Sorry, bud. Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully it wasn't too bad, man. Jeez. But, all right. So, back to this. Man. I'm almost half tempted to break out the Dremel and just go at this, you know, in really, really fine layers. But I think that may be overkill. Yeah, that would absolutely be fucking overkill. That's using a sledgehammer when you need a scalpel. Okay, let's check it now and see what we're working with. Alright, little magnet, come on here now, bud. She's still a little proud of the surface here. And it looks like we need to bring down a good amount. Alright. You know what actually I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to break out this little guy. Because this has lower RPMs. I can control it a lot easier. So this will be good. And then we'll use this longer cylindrical bit here. Just, no. You stay. You stay right there. Alright, so this little jobber has 3 levels, and this lower level is super slow. So this might help us out here. Yeah, and that's hardly taken off anything at all, which is good. That's kind of what I'm going for. It's more smoothing than anything. Let's go full bore here and see what it does. There we go. Much better. That's just kind of shaving off bits of plastic. And you can see, let's see, you can see the ultra fine little pieces there. That's what we're getting out of this thing. So this is perfect. This is not taking off, you know, that much material. Let's do a little bit of cleanup work here so we can kind of see how we're doing. Okay, much better. Much better. I think we've got good clearance on the front. Or actually, that's the back. little bit more, I think, needs to come off there. And then more than that needs to come off the front side too. All right, so we're getting there. We're getting there. This is good. This is real good. I like like the results so far. Let's keep going. Probably should have gone with 0.5 millimeter to bump this thing up rather than full 1 mil. Let's see, because basically what we're trying to fine tune in on here is we want these magnets to be just a hair under this armor part, because we're going to be filling or covering these in 1/4 millimeter plastic, and I think the front part is looking pretty nice. I think a little bit more to go, and man, we're super close. We're super close. This is the fine-tuning part that really just sucks in customizing and scratch building and all that, but it's so important. And we're removing so much plastic here that little bump up piece that I put on the back, I'm cutting off, because there's hardly anything there left. Okay. Let's see what that looks like now. Okay, that actually looks really good. And then what's it look like on the front? Still the same. And then on the back, man, I think we're there. I think we're there. All right, cool. Yeah, I think we are there. So let's clean this up. good and smooth. Like that. All right. Basically just cleaning glue squeeze out here now so that we don't have to worry about proper fit and all that, you know. All right. So, whoops. All right, let's see. That should fit pretty good on there. Stock, basically. Actually, I'm gonna trim a little bit off of that side just so it slides on there a little bit better. Okay. Now, very nice. Very, very nice. All right. And one more time. Good. Very good. All right. Perfect. All right. Good there. So, with that being said, let's get caught up real quick. All right, let's see. Ay. Apex Nerd says, all that Dremel is small enough to break in my hand. And he says, before you ask, yes, I do have beefy hands. Aw. Yeah, I like my little wireless Tack Life, you know, rotary tool. I don't even know if they make this thing anymore, because Tack Life is just, you know, more or less a rebrand, you know, of, you know, Chinese tools and things like that. So I don't even know if they make that anymore, but yeah, it's a good little tool. It's really good for, you know, applications like that when you need a rotary tool, but you don't need, you know, the massive power and speed like the Dremel has. Because like I said, that's taking a sledgehammer when you need a scalpel at that point, and that little wireless guy is a scalpel, so it works really good. Works really, really good. Handren's with us. What's going on, buddy? Tack Life, this is the way. Mr. Barack Barkminator is on the hood. Right? Let's see. Yeah, Hendren says they actually make more rotary tools on Amazon. Do they? Okay, cool. So yeah, the Tack Life little wireless guy, really good. Really good. Hendren says back in the day, I brought that thing into the scenes. They should pay me, damn it, right? Exactly. I think that's where I found it, you know, from you, Hendren, back in the day. So, yeah, seriously. All right. So now we need to kind of do some layout here with this. And this is 4 mil, so we're gonna plot out our center line here. Right there. right there. All right. And then just going to use a little strip of plastic here as my guide. Okay. And yeah, I just used the backside of my hobby knife to mark out this line. Just leaves it a smaller line to be able to attach all this stuff to. Okay, cool. So now what we do is for the magnets, take 2 magnets, right? Boop. Right there. So 2 little guys right there. Now they are, the polar pull is in the same direction if we keep them like that. Now obviously we're going to need a little drop of our friend Bobby. Right there. Bobby. Just wait there for a few seconds until it grips. Ah, come on now. God damn it. All right. This fucking thing. Sometimes I hate working with magnets. Scrape as much of that old super glue off of there. All right, let's try this again. Kicker. Let that crystallize.
got a little paper towel here just to kind of sop up the extra kicker. All right. Now let's see what we've got here. All right, cool. Not pulling it up. Nice. Perfect. All right, good deal. We're gonna put that little second magnet on the back there. We need to trim off a little bit of this super glue from the front of this magnet so we can have a nice area for the second one here. I'm actually surprised the magnet's not having more of an effect on this knife blade, but it is not. Okay. All right. One thing I'm gonna have to do is probably trim off a little bit of the magnet here. And I'll do that with my file. If it'll stay in place, that is. It may be the... Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm gonna need a little bit more holding power. Nah. Oh, you son of a bitch. Here's one that may work. This one has a kind of a little bit of a broken edge to it, so that might be better for our needs. Okay. All right. So, to get the proper polar orientation here, because you want the positive to positive, negative to negative. Just mark that as the side that we want facing up, right? All right, and now good bed of super glue there. And we'll position this guy into place. And now what I'm going to do is fill in the sides here with super glue. And we'll come back and trim this down. But I want a good bed of super glue on this thing. All right, we'll let that crystallize. The last thing I want are these magnets pulling out of the finished model. That would be absolute disaster. Because like I said, this is going to someone. I'm not going to keep this model, unfortunately. But yeah, last thing I wanted are these to pull out and then I'm not able to fix it. That would be bad. That would be bad. All right. We should be good to go here. Let's get this wiped off with the paper towel. Nice. Very good. All right, cool. All right, now we just need to do some fine tuning here. Get this super glue off these magnets, especially the surface. And thankfully, the super glue just pops right off of the magnet, the surface. So it's pretty easy to handle. Obviously, first things first here. All right, excellent. Excellent. All right, so now it's just a matter of cleaning up the crap around it. Size is always the tricky part here. And it's thick. She's thick. All right, but that should cause it to separate, which it does. Now we just have to get under it, cut it away, and we'll see then what this all looks like. Ooh, 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 ooh. Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get bit? A little bit. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Yeah. A little bit. That's, yeah. And like I said, even with the best knife work, sometimes, you know, you're gonna get bit eventually. And I got bit. Alright. So, now that I'm good and gun shy, let's pull out the chisel instead and do it this way. Can't believe I got bit. Son of a bitch. Now my pride is hurt. God damn it. All right. Let's get this back together here. And clean up the edges. There we go. All right, now, moment of truth. Let's get the armor back on and see if that fits. Not 100%. Shit. Okay. So it's that front. That front magnet, where I wanted to take off a little bit of it, that's what's given some problems right now. Man. All right, let's get caught up, yeah? Blood for the blood god, Gizmo, yeah. Oh shit, blood on the live stream, yeah. Yeah. All hail Corn, the blood god. Child of Mecha is infusing his soul in the plastic is part of the process. You guys know nothing. Jesus Christ. Yeah. You guys come alive when I nick myself a little bit, eh? Alright. I see how it is. I see how it is. Alright. Don't think I'm not gonna remember that. I see how it is. You sons of bitches. Alright. So, with that being said, we need to trim off a little bit of the front part of this magnet here. Now, for that, yeah, I'm gonna have to get the big dog out here. Get the big dog out and do this. All right. Let's hope our magnets don't pop. That works really well.
Yeah, alright. How's the bit? Oh, the bit looks perfect. Shoo, yeah. I like it. I like it. Alright, let's see it. Let's see what we've got here. We didn't do too much damage to the actual piece. And that's fine. This will all be under armor anyway, so I'm not overly concerned with it. But are we there? Are we there? We're not quite there yet. Okay. Okay. So and yeah, see now that I cut myself, now I'm really fucking gun shy here. God damn it. Son of a bitch. I mean, it's part of modeling. Like, it's inevitable. Okay. Now that I've cleaned that up, let's see if that fits better. Definitely fits better, but it's raising on this side of the piece. So, man, I don't know what we got going on over here. Okay. Well. Okay. I think I see what's going on. Let me see. Maybe this corner that was filled with super glue here. Cut into the other corner and make that nice and beveled too. All right, let's try that. See what we've got here. Son of a bitch. Yeah, bingo. Bingo. Good fit on both sides. Yeah, that's a winner. That's a winner. All right, cool. Alrighty then, so now that we've got that done, that was a process. Now we can cover this up with a thin sheet, little strippy strip of 1/4 mil plastic here. I'm gonna cut this a little bit longer than I need, and that way we can trim it up. Goddamn little magnets. Make everything stick together. All right, get that guy out of there. All right, so now let's get, damn it, get the cover strip there, and then good old Bobby.
Come on. Grip. Damn you. Alright, so I'm going to have to hold that in place and get a little kick. Little kicker. There we go. Alright. That should be good. There we are. Alright. Clean up the mess. Oh my. You can tell it's a Wednesday because Tim got cut. Jesus. Alright. Alright, so that piece is on there. That's not going anywhere, nice and strong. Now we got to trim it down. Before we do that, let's get caught up. Let's see. Oh, where were we here? Giovanni says, creating good model work is dangerous. When I was younger, I cut myself with the hobby knife, needed stitches. Oof. Last year, scribing the .125 fell on the table, landed right in my leg. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's never fun. Never fun. Let's see. Brandon says, I did 33 pounds also. If you do it well, my health improves a lot. Testosterone went up. All my chemisk went to normal. For a guy like me, scratching the 50s is important. Hell yeah, there you go. Cremisette. God, I want this kit so bad. Yeah, it's a good kit. It's expensive, but it's good. It's good. Let's see. Cremisette, are you doing custom? Straight build doesn't need to do all that. Yes, this is going to be custom. A custom build here. So basically what we're doing is we are embedding magnets into this forearm to be able to hold the new shield that we are creating here. So it's all going to be held in by magnets. So yeah, this is a custom job. Yep. Let's see. Brandon says lost 60 pounds about 5 years ago and was doing 1 meal a day. Had a few rough years and put back on most of it, so I'm going back to it. Nice, dude. Nice. Everybody getting healthy. Yeah, I don't think Tim has done a stock build in years. It's true. I actually, God, it's been over 20 some years since I've actually done a stock build. I did a 1/100 no grade wing Gundam. It was all brush painted and everything. I have it somewhere because it's kind of like my first real finished model. But yeah, that was the last one that I did stock. Every other model since then has been customized in some way. Yeah, that's crazy to think about. That's crazy to fucking think about. Jesus.
Julius, what up, LT? Hello, everyone. How's it going? It's going good so far. You missed the carnage. The knife got me a little bit. It bit me. So nothing serious. And it's not even bleeding anymore. But yeah, it got me. It got me. I got bit. Especially after all that preaching. Be careful with your fingers and your knife and blah, blah, blah. And it's, yeah, it fucked me. What are you going to do? Cremisette says, I really want to get this thing, excuse me, and spray paint it with a really glossy and metallic gold paint for the gold parts. Where, oh God, where is that? Yeah, here it is. So I inherited this from a guy who was getting out of the hobby, right? And this is the MK, and basically it's, from what I can tell, a 3-part kind of solution, right? You've got your ultra black base, which is very, very high gloss, and these are all lacquers. And then you've got your super chrome, right? And that'll give you the kind of metallic shine and all that. And then you've got your clear, your, what is this called? What do they call it? Ultra clean gold. So that'll put the gold, the gold color to it. Moto, thank you, Handren. Yes, Moto. I forgot the name of the damn company, and I was just like, it's actually right there on the fucking label. So, yeah. Oh, and the directions are on the back. Bottom is obviously in English, so pretty good there. So, yeah, I mean, I've heard really good things. Obviously, haven't used this yet, and you get, like, some buffing pads, too. That's interesting. So, yeah, I don't even know if they still make this anymore, but I've heard really good things. Now, if it was me and I wanted to do, get back up there, wanted to replicate the gold on this, I personally prefer a more matte look, and what is it here? The Mr. Color, yeah, their regular gold color is super nice. This is just, good old Mr. Color, number 9. And that gold is just, that's really, really good. The paint particles and everything, are minuscule. Like, there's nothing to them. Let me, actually, before I cap this, let me give it a good old shake here. And, yeah, you can see that. That's a really, really good looking gold. And I think it matches the Shiki really well. So, yeah. If I was to do it, I'd probably go with Mr. Color number 9. But that's just me. To each their own. To each their own. What's Tim working on? Haven't watched in a couple days. So, like I said, this is the connection point for the new shield. Yeah. Handren says, Tim, I may ask your address to send you one of them display. I never know how to fucking pronounce their name. Display or whatever. Small applicator needles. You can add that to the kicker whenever I get home. Yeah, word. Okay. I got you. Yeah, just message me, man. That would be awesome. I was thinking about getting, smaller needle because with these bottles, it's super easy to swap the needle out and everything, and it just sprayed all over me. That's always fun. Yeah, the cool thing about these bottles is you just basically twist these needles out, and there you go. I mean, that's really it. So I'm sure you can get other size needles and stuff like that, I would imagine. I don't know that for certain, but I would imagine. So, yeah. And for now, it's way better than the spray bottle that it came in. So, yeah. Anywho. Oh, yeah. So this is good. Chopper 2 update. They reach back out, and it's not looking promising. They can't afford to do the order minimum from their manufacturer, which is located in Taiwan. Buy a Chopper 2 if you find one for a good price. Yes. So Brandon, I don't know if you guys saw this yesterday, but Brandon was nice enough to reach out to Northwest Shortline on our behalf and kind of get an update, what's going on with the Chopper 2. And so basically they reached back out to him. Very honest, very open with the situation and everything, which I really, really respect, from Northwest Shortline. And, yeah, so, I mean, right now they are struggling with the cost of it. The Chopper 1 and Chopper 3 are made here in the US, and they have a lot more, I guess, oversight and control over the manufacturing process of that. But the Chopper 2, which is what we love, that one, is, according to the lady that got back to Brandon yesterday, made in Taiwan. And, it's cast aluminum and all of that, and it's, a lot of work going into production. And so, yeah, right now, it is a bit prohibitive for them in terms of manufacturing, especially the minimum, which I would imagine is, a good amount. So, yeah, so that's what we got right now as far as the Chopper 2. She did say that she'll reach out to Brandon if there are any further updates. But, yeah, right now, probably not, at least until, next year sometime we'll expect something, So, but Brandon, thank you, man, for reaching out to them. Yeah. Let's see. Barack says when I meant, chemist. Okay. What I mean was the results of cholesterol. Triglycerides, testosterone. Okay, I gotcha. And he says, sorry, Tim, we transformed the chat into a healthy corner. Right? Oh, man. Let's see. Hendren says, Tim, that copper you planning to use by Mr. Color can be buffed too. Yeah. Excuse me. So I got this. This is the Mr. Metallic color. Yeah. And this is buffable. Like Hendren said. Now, one of the things, and I'm gonna have to try and find it here because I have the Alclad, however you pronounce it, the Alclad copper, and that is virtually identical to this, but I have a little bit more of it. So I need to try to find that. I think it's in one of the cabinets, one of the cabinets up here. But I may end up using that. I'll have to spray it when we, get to that point. Lorenz, how strong are Moto paints compared to Mr. Color? I believe they're very similar. I've never used Moto before. Like I said, I inherited that set from a gentleman who was getting out of the hobby. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Dispieio. Nice. Thank you, George. Barack says, I heard from a Japanese pro modeler once that those paint need to be diluted with Mr. Color Rapid Thinner. so that the mica or the particles just stay in the spot. Yeah, exactly. I don't have any rapid thinner, but I have the normal stuff. Actually, hang on, let me double check. Oh yeah, that's normal. That's just the normal stuff. I don't have the rapid. Yeah. So, what are you gonna do? Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So, all right. And don't move while drying, so you prevent the sparkle effect. So, with this Shiki, I don't have to worry too much about it because it's going to be matte coated at the end. Like I said before, I like a good matte metallic look. It's just really, in my opinion, a really good look. I think that coupled with, kind of white decals, the darker accents, yeah, I like the idea of it. Henry says, I use the dark iron on the SD gun tank. It looks awesome when buffing. Nice. I have the some of the limited editions that they put out. I got basically a box of each when they came out, and the one that I really like, come here you, is was this is the 40th anniversary Mr. Color, and I don't know if you can get these anymore or not, but here's the bottle, right? And this is the graphite black, and I'll tell you what, man, just the subtle sheen of this just is absolutely one of my favorite colors Mr. Color has ever produced. And I don't know why they don't do it anymore, but man, look at, it's hard to see on camera, but it is just a really, maybe you can see that better. Yeah, see, it's just a really dark gray metallic, right? It's not black, but man, it looks just like pencil lead. So graphite is, the perfect name for this thing. If you, kind of remember the, the standard H or the number 2 pencils that, used to use in school, and kind of how they had that subtle sheen to it, that's exactly what the graphite looks like. It is awesome looking, and I love that color. At some point, I would love to paint a model in this color. But man, it would have to be the right one, because this isn't going to look good on every single model. This is special case. This requires something with a really aggressive look. Maybe that Baowu. That would be cool. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, that's kind of one of my favorite colors is that graphite. Oh, it's so nice. So nice. Life Def is with us. What's going on, dude? Hey, Tim, what are you going to do about weapons? Are you going to scratch build them or kit bash them or something? Yeah, I don't know just yet. We're going to do pistols. 2 pistols for this thing. And I'm not sure what direction I'm going to take with that, whether I'm going to kit bash them, use something current, or just scratch build them. I don't know. We'll jump that hurdle when we get to it, and I'll have to think on that one a lot more, but yeah. Let's see. Lorenz says glossy metallics look out of scale. Matte is the way to go. Yeah, I just like the look of it. Julie says, Mr. Color Anniversary Graphite Black is very hard to find these days. I have 8 jars. Yeah, I've got 6. I bought, the little kind of box that they come in and everything. And yeah.
Barack says a female modeler from the Philippines moved to Korea, and she was speaking about her experiences on local competitions, how the judges could notice when you used the rapid thinner or not. Yeah. See, I don't like to use metallics an awful lot, just because you really don't see them too much in, real life military applications, other than, pistons or something like that needs to be kind of bare metal. Otherwise, everything's primered and painted and everything, and I don't know. But yeah, I mean that's getting into the details, getting in the weeds pretty thick there. Sananju Stein in a graphite black. That wouldn't be bad. Brock says she told that at the beginning, didn't know why the judges just didn't like her work until one guy told her the whys, and was the metallic finish without rapid thinner. Oh yeah, damn. Julie says these days you have to be a hoarder when it comes to paints and Mr. Hobby Paint, production and distribution issues. Yeah, hell yeah. Life Death says, I'd love to see you scratch build them and make them tuck into the skirts like the Gundam Vidar. Yeah, the skirts on the Shiki are not that big though. So these are the little itty bitty side skirts, right? And this is kind of what they look like. And then, yeah, the leg, it hardly covers the joint here, so not sure if that's going to be a viable option or not, but we'll come up with something. We always do. We always do. Always come up with an idea. So just gotta have a think on it and kind of brainstorm and stuff like that. So yeah. Life Death says back skirt or the front. The fronts are pretty thin as well, so that may not be an option. And then the back skirt could be an option. Normally they have the two beam sabers back here, but hell, I mean, we could pop some pistols back there. Yeah, pop some pistols. Life Death says a Stein in graphite black with bronze accent. Ooh, that would be a kind of a cool color, right? Yeah. Brock says, yes, I don't like the metallics that much either. When I started, yes, was like everything needs to be shiny, shiny, shiny stuff for Master. Oh God. Loren says, are you scratch building the pistols? I'm not 100% decided on that. Part of me wants to, but then part of me wants to kind of explore the weapons that I have, especially like in the parts bin and everything, and see what maybe we can come up with. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. We'll jump that hurdle when we get there. And Handred says, Tim, strike noir pistols? Yeah, I mean, if I had a noir. I don't think I have a noir. Do I? Oh no, I have a regular and a rouge. Strike rouge. Yeah, I'll come up with something. I do like scratch building weapons though. I really like that part of it. So I don't know, I may scratch them. Julie says, I recently stocked up on at least 2 of every Mr. Color offers in there. Oh my God. That was a good call. That was a good call. Holy shit. Master Grade Dynamis has pistols too. Does it? I don't want to take away from my Dynamis though, because I want to actually build that one. I do have a Master Grade Dynamis though. Yeah. I don't know. Life Death says, I really want to do an old hot rod paint scheme on an F91 Gundam with the classic hot rod flames on the chest.
Who was it doing the who was it that was doing the F1 version of F91? I forget who was doing that, but someone said that. I think it was yesterday, but I completely forget. Maybe it was the day before, I don't know. But it sounded like such a cool idea. Because, I mean, the F91 already, I think, would lend itself really, really well. Yeah. Life Death says Testament? I don't have that one either, so, yeah. You would think, right? Especially with the fucking backlog. But, no, I mean, I'll come up, like I said, I'll come up with something. And, you know, we always do. We always come up with something. And we'll get it there. We'll get it knocked out. So, yeah. Anyway, all right, you guys, 212. So let's cut it and let's go back to camera 1, and yeah, let's wrap it up for the day. So just keep in mind, you guys, if you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. But if you're determined to learn, no one can stop you. I love that saying. Love that saying, and it's so incredibly true. So yeah, you guys, come on back tonight. We're gonna continue working on this. I might trim this little bit off stream, and you know, because that's just tedious work and shit and all that. But yeah, we'll come back tonight, do the other half, lock this thing up, and get it mocked up on the shield and everything. So we're making really good progress on this thing, and you know, we're trying to get the big modifications done first. And then after that, we'll get into kind of detailing, finer work, and just kind of whittle down, you know. That's kind of the process, at least for me, is I like to get kind of the silhouette, you know, the overall look first, and then start to kind of pare down in terms of details and things like that. So bigger details, and then, you know, kind of more like micro style details. So got some ideas for the shoulder that I think will look good and everything. So yeah, so we're gonna get after this thing. So with that being said, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Come on back this evening, and be good out there. Go build something cool, be safe, and I'll talk to you later.